here for a very special video. I have here with me Nate, and he was following my meal plan and he experienced some pretty awesome stuff. So I wanted to interview him here for all of you guys. And so thank you for joining me for this little interview. And this is the meal plan that you were following, correct?
That's right. That's right.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your story. Were you vegan before? How you found out about my meal plan? And yeah, just let us know.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so I really appreciate being on. This is so awesome to be with you right now. This is super cool. Because, I've kind of like, been so inspired by, your transformation, say, and, what you have done. And so, yeah, some amazing things have happened within the last several years here with me and my family. My mom was diagnosed with kidney cancer back in 2003, had that kidney removed, and didn't change her diet or lifestyle or anything, and then say 7 years later, got diagnosed with cancer in the other kidney. So I had said, Ma, you should watch Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. Check this out. Maybe, we can go holistic. She's a retired cardiac nurse, so she wasn't necessarily into, holistic medicine, say, as much. But that really changed her up, so that inspired my son because she had adopted a vegan lifestyle, cured her cancer through fasting and raw foods.
Wow.
So I had said, okay, when you find the cure, which I know you will, I'm going to follow you. So my son took on that before I did. He was 11 at the time and just started, making his own meals, like, quinoa, black bean with tomato and green onion, and bring that with him. So that right there was enough to inspire me to say, start following suit with him. Because at that point in time, I was just eating meat and vegetables. I had, that same year my mom was diagnosed with kidney cancer, I had taken a fall about 30 feet, shattered my ankle, broke my wrist. And so I'm laid up with the cast and everything. And I'm wanting to get as healthy as I can too. But at the same time, my mom's doing the right way. And I'm just going, more like paleo or ketogenic or whatever you want to call it, So felt really good, but seeing my son adopt that vegan lifestyle, I'm like, oh my gosh, I should be following you because, you have the discipline to do this and I want to make sure you're eating right. And, back in 2012 is when I first saw Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. That was inspiring enough to go vegan for like 2 months, but it's like changing a religion, so it's hard to stick with that when you don't have the support system. But my son was so determined, so that made me determined to follow him. So we were vegan since, that was 2013. And then, my mom, found her cure, reversed it, I should say. And that was in 2015. I know it was 2016, last year. Yeah. So
wow.
It took me about 8 months to actually fully adopt the raw lifestyle. I always knew I was like, okay, I should do this. Makes perfect sense. So that was my thing. Yep. That's how I got on.
That's pretty awesome. So how did you find my Instagram, my YouTube?
Well, so I've watched, it's kind of cool how the algorithms pull up everybody. So you're up there with everybody, everybody, all the people that are, when you pull up, Raw Vegan, Dan the Man, these kind of people, Tanny Raw, just I don't know, John Rose, all these people that are pumping the message, Holy Christina,
yep.
All these kind of things. So I just was really inspired, I guess, by your pictures and your story. And then of course, like, yeah, it was really the pictures. I was like, all right, this looks delicious. Like, I need some of this. So yeah, that's how I came to find you.
Very cool. So, I was talking to Jack, and he's the one that told me about you from the Woodstock Fruit Festival. And he told me something, you got a bunch of other people to do the meal plan with you?
Right. So I was at work and I work in a clinic, a pulmonary clinic. And, there's a lot of people that work there. And I said, one of the girls was like, I'm so tired. I'm like so sick and tired of being tired. And I'm like, hey, well, let's go raw for 30 days. You want to do raw for 30 days? And she was like, yeah, all right, that's good. I'm like, yeah, you cut out the soda, cut out the, microwavable, like cheesy enchiladas. This isn't helping you. And I was just kind of like needing some help myself to, to make that first jump, you know, like
Yeah, like
you're
a
like,
support system kind of.
you know, you're almost like paralyzed in a sense because nobody's going to go raw. My mom was raw, but she was also like way more extreme, you know, because she's trying to heal herself of a, you know, a life-threatening disease.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so that was really cool. I got 2 girls to come with me, and both their husbands actually came on as well.
Wow.
I bought your book, and we just followed it along. You know, I was like, you know, look at this. I'm like, watch her, check her stuff out. Like, this is, I'm like, this chick is cool, you know? It's so much fun. So yeah, we had a lot of fun with it, you know, and I just whooped up the meals in the kitchen, you know, and was trying to inspire other people at work, you know, that, hey, this is pretty chill. This is pretty easy. You know, just all you gotta do is use my Vitamix. I'll bring the Vitamix in the duffel bag every day, you know. And if you want to make a smoothie, you want to make a dressing, check this out. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun with it.
Sure. Very, very cool. So what was your favorite, or some of your favorite meals? And I like to call them your fallback 5, where you have like your favorite 5 that you kind of keep going back to after the fact. Yeah.
Okay, so the tacos, most definitely. You know, I always do tacos. And the falafel, you know, but I make the falafels a little different. I'll put them into a patty and make like a falafel burger, you know, rather than the ball, but still the same exact, because the flavors of all the seasonings, you know, like it's not 80-10-10 pure, you know, you're like a Puritan. You're not a Puritan. I love that because I'm not a Puritan either. I want some flavors, you know, like that's good. So those 2, as well as just salads with the French dressing. That's easy one. Maybe a little sour cream on there too. It's kind of fun, or some salsa instead of the French dressing. The chili's pretty bomb. I like do the mushrooms. I really like the mushrooms, the stuffed mushrooms, and the sushi. So those are probably like my you know, my main fallbacks. Those are the ones I'm always really rocking. Nice. The pad thai though too is just like, oh, so good. So good.
Oh man, yeah, there's some pretty awesome recipes in there, like crazy.
Yeah. No, so those are all the dinner ones. You know, the breakfast ones, like my mouth's watering just thinking about some of them. But like the banana date, you know, is super easy, super fast. You know, so that's probably one I whip up the most.
Yeah,
I'll
me
do
too.
some green ones. Yeah, I'll do some green ones or whatever. But yeah, man. Oh, so in the applesauce, are you kidding me? Like the Vitamix, seriously, game changer.
Oh yeah, and one of my favorites is the berry basil drizzle. Like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know, it's like candy.
So I made that today. The strawberries and the basil, you know, with the dates, and that's something that I'll put on the salads as well as the nice cream. Ooh, so good.
I know, it's just so perfect. Something about berries and basil.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
It's so fast though. That's the part that's really cool. You know, it's just like people trip out, like, oh my gosh, this is, you know, they ask me, what are you doing here? Like, you should be a chef or something, because I'm always trying to make it in front of them so they can see, like, look, you guys, this is really, really simple. Like, it's not very hard, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So that goes into the question of how is the meal prep? Like, would you find anything that was like a little more difficult with the plan or anything like that?
You know, it's really like anything. Like when you're into something, you're thinking about it, you know? So if you think about it, you're thinking ahead, you're prepping up, you know, you're a day ahead already, you know, basically. So I feel like, no, it's not really. Like people are, oh my gosh, like I'm just amazed at you cutting vegetables, you know, like, I mean, I'm like, you know, I'm just cutting vegetables, yo. And that's the thing, like that's what I like about another thing was the name, Raw Food Romance. It's a romance. It's you know, like creating a relationship with your food again, because we've lost our connection with our food. We don't have a relationship with the food. We just, you know, we're hungry and we're just eating. But of course, like, you know, what my mom has gone through, you know, I've learned a lot. And, you know, we have a lot of things that reside within us, you know, that are very hungry, and we subside to, you know, what they're putting out that makes us crave. And that's a really hard thing to disconnect from. Like you were saying, you know, the addiction, you just, and it's really tricky if you have just even a little bit. Sometimes you're just like, okay, maybe just a little bit more, because, you know, I've had some bites of some pretzels and hummus, and I'm like, all right, get them away from me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm having like 12 of them, you know?
Exactly.
So whatever
I know. Yeah, it can be dangerous for people who have like addiction issues. It's really dangerous. But speaking of cravings,
the feeling after you know, have, say, you know, eaten raw or cleaned yourself out a little bit, the feeling inside, you can feel it immediately. It kind of hurts, you know? So then you're like, oh, I don't feel good. Like I just want to feel how I felt this morning when I had a melon for breakfast, you know?
Exactly. So speaking about cravings, how did you find that when you went over and did that 30 days?
You know, the cravings were, for me, like, I was a little different because the, you know, girls that I work with have, like, you know, the file cabinets full of like all kinds of snacks and goodies. And so I don't know, like, I was already kind of used to, you know, prepping up vegan meals and bringing stuff with me, you know, to where it wasn't too bad because I felt like more disciplined in the sense of, you know, just like, you know, I don't really care for some chocolate right now. You know, you guys are like passing out chocolates. This is cool. I'm gonna make some banana and ice cream though. And like have the nuts and the coconut on top, you know, come back. I'm like, yeah, it's all good. You guys eat your chocolates, you know, and I'll have the banana and ice cream. So, you know, that's how I would help, you know, deal with it. Okay. So now I'm not completely pure. Like I would eat some nuts sometimes, you know, like get some, you know, like Thai flavored cashews once in a while. You know, I don't keep them next to me because I'll eat them all the time. You know, Lara bars. I love Lara bars, like hands down.
Some of them actually, they have like roasted nuts. I was actually checking the ingredients the other day and I saw some of them now have roasted nuts in them. So I'm like,
Right. I know. So like, you know, I have, you know, had that in my diet too. You know, I'm not like 100%, you know, raw, you know, but I mean, for that first 30 days, actually for like, I mean, I would say a good the first 5 months, because it's only been like, it's only been 7. I'm going on the 7th month. But for the first 5 months, 4 to 5 months, I was like nothing, you know, but this last month, been going through some crazy stuff. And I just like, you know, I treated myself to some nuts, you know, so.
Yeah. It's funny when you think about it and you're like, to us, it's like, ooh, I had a couple nuts, you know, like, whereas these other people who are eating like whole bags of chips and you're just like,
they're like, are you, shut up. They're like, just shut up. I don't even want to hear this. This is ridiculous. You know, Nate, they're like, eat a tater tot. I'm like, no, it's cool. I don't want a tater tot, but I'll have some nuts, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting how it's like that other kind of food just is like, I really don't, you know, it's not interesting anymore like it used to be. Right. But yeah. Exactly. So how did you find the volume of food?
Really, you know, some of the things I would do a double, you know, just because I want more, like for leftovers, say maybe. For the one setting, no problems, you know. I mean, it's pretty good. Of course, you know, like my salads get kind of big. Like I have a mixing bowl, you know, like you sit down at the table, and other people would grab like salads out of that salad. But you know, it might take 30 minutes to eat sometimes, but. No, the volumes of all the dishes and stuff are pretty bomb. I mean, you get 2 servings for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I do that just because people need to realize we got to eat more. Because if you're taking away animal products and dairy and cheese. Right.
So now this is another fascinating thing is one of the friends I had told her, I was like, you're going to detox. Like you're cutting off parasites, you know, food source. Like you're going completely raw. Like they're going to, you know, they're going to be frustrated. And 3 weeks in, she got really, really sick. And she couldn't do anything besides dry fast. And I'm telling her, you should just dry fast. Don't have any food, any water. That's like what animals do in the wild. And your body's really trying to flush out these parasites. I'm like, you're gonna poop them out. And so she did. You know, she did. And she brought him into the doctors. And the day I was kind of worried because I didn't want her to get on antibiotics right away. You know, but the doctor was like, hey, you should stick with your raw diet. This is the best thing you could have done. You know, dry fasting and stick with that raw plan. And did she stick with it? No, she didn't. And so now she's, you know, they're all back to where they were. So I'm thinking like 3 months. I tell everybody like, okay, if you're gonna do this, like you need 3 months. Because it really takes a month to just get in kind of a flow. Second month you're grooving. 3rd month you're like, this is legit. Like it's just kind of natural now. You're not really thinking about it too much. You're going to the store, you're grabbing what looks good, you know what you need to get, you know. And so the first, that month is, I feel like a lot of people are like, I'm going to do the 30 days. And they're like, okay, they reward themselves with all kinds of things after 30 days and they're done.
Yeah. And that's a big trap that a lot of people fall into. They just see, you know, that they'll reward themselves for doing 30 days. And then it's like, I like to refer to it for myself like a gateway drug. It's like you take it once and then you're like, what else can I have? You know, because you just have to say no and just, you know, you
Just
kind
have
of
to
have
say
to
no.
accept the fact.
And I feel like sugar is the gateway drug, really. You know, they say like marijuana is, you know, whatever, but like sugar is the gateway drug because they get us like really young, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's pretty intense stuff, right? And then mixing that with high fats. I remember the other day I was listening to the radio and they were joking about addictions to food, and the one guy was talking about carbohydrates, and he was like, oh, I'm so addicted to carbs, you know, donuts and pizza and all that.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, all of that is half fat, guys. Like, it's not the carbs, it's the fat and the carbs together that are causing so many problems. But so what were your go ahead, what were you gonna say?
Saying even body fat is a parasite, you know, it's alive and aware of itself, and it excretes a hormone that makes you crave things that help it stay alive.
Oh
So
yeah, exactly.
it's crazy, you know, how it all works. Like we're not like really in control of ourselves in a lot of ways. Yeah,
I know.
That's what I like about, you know, say transitioning to vegan is a great transition, because then at least you're breaking out of the cycle of how you used to think. You have those transition foods, but you know, to discipline yourself even further, you know, and put in the foods that were like designed to ingest. That's where we need to be going for sure.
Exactly, agreed. So how what did you experience, like, health wise? Did you lose any weight? Did you heal some stuff?
I lost like let's see, when I started working at the clinic, I was 198 pounds. And so now I've been basically running for like the past, you know, I would say 2 months, about 145. And I haven't been working out or anything. Like I need to work out. I need to do something. Like I've been a little bit of yoga for stretching in the morning and the evening, and maybe like rebounding three times a week, you know, going for walks with my dog. But nothing really intense. So there, like, what is that? That's, you know, 50 some odd pounds. So that felt really good. I'm able to run up the stairs in the morning and like skip a step and not be out of breath, not sweat, you know? Of course, like I love trying on clothes now, because clothes, like, you know, like fit my body the way my body should, you know what I mean? Like we have a beautiful, beautiful machine, you know, inside all of us, you know, like the muscle structure and how we're, you know, designed to move is beautiful, but it's covered by a lot of these, you know, parasites basically. And then the mental part, you know, where we're hating on ourselves, we don't want to like go out, you know, we you know, we're constantly telling ourselves, we have that voice that's too loud in our head, you know.
Oh yeah, exactly. Cool. So yeah, you just also got the winter one, right?
I did.
Have you made anything in it yet?
I haven't yet, because I have 2 places that I'm kind of at right now, and my kitchen, my raw kitchen, is basically set up at my other place, and I've been down in the valley for a couple days, so I haven't actually, you know, but it's this weekend. I'm actually headed there tonight, so I'm super pumped, because I'm gonna be making something in there. I can't decide what. I've got like 6 tags.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and my next book's coming out too, The Dips and Dressings.
I cannot wait for that one. Like you gave me a little sneak peek, and you know, yeah, I'm jonesing for sure now.
Yeah, I'm actually making a cashew cheese ball.
Okay.
Right now, it's sitting in the dehydrator fermenting. And yeah, some more recipes.
Perfect for the holidays. Perfect for the holidays.
So perfect for the holidays. Yeah. So yeah, excited.
I'm gonna bump up my game this holiday season for sure. You know, last holiday season I wasn't raw. You know, I've been vegan. You know, so I have, you know, different things that I might make to bring to contribute. But this year, definitely, I'll be turning some heads. People, oh my gosh, because with the tacos and the sushi, the falafel, those kind of things, people really do. They're like, I feel like going for a hike after this. You know, I'm like, yeah, let's go. You know, like you feel light, you feel good. Yeah. So
awesome. So would you do the meal plan again?
Almost definitely. I dive back in that book constantly. I've got some other meal books too, like you know, Dan the Man, you know, had like a deal going, so I got all of his recipes. I got some Tanny recipes. So I've got like people are like, so how long are you gonna be doing this for? I'm like, dude, I have thousands and thousands of things that I can make. Like I can't stop because I haven't made everything yet, you know. So there's no, you know, no sense in stopping now. Yeah, for
But
sure. I
that's
would
awesome.
definitely do it again. Most definitely. I would recommend it. I always recommend yours first just because it's what I did and just how it's laid out. It's laid out so simple. You got the grocery list. You got those beautiful pictures that like you're, oh, okay, this is, I want to make this right here.
Thank you.
So yeah. Mhm.
Sweet.
Very
Awesome.
good.
Well, thank you very, very much for chatting about my meal plan. And I'm so happy that you
Oh, yeah.
found so much joy in raw food. Like you said, it's a raw food romance. You're connecting
That's right.
with food, and that's exactly why I named it Raw Food Romance.
Yeah, reconnecting with our food again, for sure. Yeah, creating a
Exactly.
relationship with what we're putting into ourselves, for sure.
Yeah.
That's huge.
So
Thanks so
incredibly.
much, Melissa. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm ecstatic. Like I'm really flabbergasted, for sure. You know, it's so cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, you're going to be up on YouTube and everyone's going to check it out.
Excellent.
Hopefully
Excellent.
they can find their way to raw foods too, even more raw foods. Not necessarily 100%, but like you said, I mean, I need spices.
Just incorporate more. That's right. Incorporate more. That's what I always tell people. Like, hey, you know, don't eat the breakfast sandwich. Just have a smoothie or a melon. You know, like it's simple. You know, just one meal at least. You know, do yourself a favor, or don't eat breakfast. Just let yourself like regenerate a little bit through the morning before you start tapping in and putting
lots of hydration and lots of,
Mhm.
you know, don't burden yourself with all those heavy foods first thing in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly,
Perfect.
for sure.
Well, thank you very much. Awesome. And yeah, so if you guys like this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel to get notifications for more. You can find me on Facebook, Lissa's Raw Food Romance, and on Instagram at Raw Food Romance, and on Snapchat, Lissa Raw Vegan. So until the next video, guys, we're done.
Yay. Thank you.